Ambassador Taman Park sat in his chair at the Galactic Council meeting. His hands were tight on the table. He had been Earth's voice here for 10 years. 10 long years of being treated like a child. The big room was full of alien beings from across the galaxy. They all looked down on humans. They thought Earth people were young and stupid. They were wrong. "The vote is final," said High Chancellor Kickstar. His voice was cold. "Humans cannot expand into the 3 star systems they bought. It is for the good of all." Timon's jaw got tight. Earth had paid a fair price for those systems. The money was already gone. Now the council said no, just because they could. Councillor Velthic stood up. He was tall and blue with 4 arms. He smiled in a mean way. "Humans are too violent," he said. "They fight too much. They cannot be trusted with new worlds." Other council members nodded. They always agreed when someone put humans down. "We also take back your mining rights in the Vega system," Kickstar said. "No payment back. The matter is closed." Taman felt his heart beat fast. Earth needed those mines. Millions of people worked there. Families would lose their jobs. All because aliens thought they were better than humans. Velthic laughed. Maybe humans should go back to their little blue world. Stay there, with their wars and their anger. That was it. That was the moment everything changed. Tay-Min stood up slowly. The room got quiet. All eyes were on him. He looked around at every alien face. He saw the hate in their eyes. He saw how much they enjoyed hurting Earth. 50 years, Taman said. His voice was calm but hard. For 50 years, humans have tried to be good council members. We followed your rules. We paid your taxes. We helped in your wars. He walked to the center of the room. Every step was loud in the quiet space. We asked nicely. We said, please. We tried to make friends. He stopped and looked right at Velthic. You spit in our faces every time. Admiral Bura Kim was watching from Earth. She saw everything on the video link. She knew what was coming. She had been ready for this day for years. You think humans are violent? Taman asked. You think we are angry? He smiled. But it was not a nice smile. You have no idea what we really are. He pulled out a small device. He pressed a button. Red lights started flashing all over the council building. Emergency alarms went off. What is the meaning of this? Kickstar shouted. This is us being nice, Taman said. This is your warning. In 72 hours, every human diplomat will leave council space. Every human ambassador will go home. Every human trade deal will end. The aliens looked scared now. Earth was a big part of their economy. Human ships carried goods all over the galaxy. Human workers built their cities. You cannot do this, Velthic yelled. The council will not allow it. Taman laughed. It was a cold sound. The council? You mean the group that just stole our land and our mines? That council. He walked toward the door. Then he stopped and turned around. For 50 years, you told us to be peaceful. You said violence never solves anything. You were wrong. His eyes were like ice. Sometimes peace has to be taken by force. The door closed behind him. The council room was dead quiet. On Earth, Admiral Boyer Kim got the signal. She pressed a button on her desk. All across human space, red lights came on. Ships that had been hiding in dark space got their orders. Weapons that had been built in secret were powered up. President Minho Kang spoke to the people of Earth. That night, my fellow humans, he said, today we tried diplomacy for the last time. Tomorrow, we try something else. Director Hyen-Woo Lee smiled as he watched alien news reports. They were all asking the same thing. What will humans do now? They would find out soon enough. In space, Captain So-Young Choi got her orders. Her ship was invisible to alien sensors. She had been watching a council military base for weeks. Now she knew it was time to move. The aliens had made a big mistake. They thought humans were weak because they asked nicely. They thought Earth would always bow down and take punishment. They were about to learn the truth. Humans had been building in secret for 20 years. They knew this day would come. They had ships the council had never seen. They had weapons that could break any defense. They had been waiting. The waiting was over. Tay-Min got on his ship and left council space. Behind him, other human diplomats did the same. They were all going home, but they were not running away. They were getting out of the way. back on the council. Station Velthak was still angry. Humans are just having a tantrum, he told the others. They will come back begging in a few days. Kickstar was not so sure. Something about the human's eyes had scared him. There was no fear there, only cold. Planning. Maybe we should talk to them, said another council member. No, Velthak shouted. We do not talk to children who throw fits. He would remember those words later, when the human ships came, when everything changed, the last human transport left. Council space exactly 72 hours later. The galaxy held its breath. What would happen next? 3 weeks passed. Not a single word came from human space. Director Hyen-Woo Lee sat in his office on Earth. He was reading reports from across the galaxy. The aliens were getting worried. Good, sir, said his assistant. The council tried to call again. Should we answer? No, Hyen-Woo said. Let them wonder. The silence was driving the council crazy. They were used to humans always talking, always trying to fix things. Now, there was nothing. No calls, no messages, no begging to come back. Captain So-Young Choi was busy. Her job was to watch council military bases. What she saw made her smile. They were running around like scared children, moving ships here and there. They had no idea what humans were planning. That was the idea. On the council station, Velthak was not laughing anymore. Trade routes were breaking down. Human merchants had stopped delivering goods. Prices for everything were going up. This is getting serious, said another council member. Humans handle 30% of our shipping. They will come back, Velthak said, but he did not sound sure anymore. Kickstar called a meeting. We need to find out what humans are doing, he said. Send spies to their space. Admiral Krexanon shook his big head. We tried. They turn away all our ships at the border, very politely, but they will not let anyone through. Then send warships, Velthak said. Make them let us in. Krexanon looked worried. I do not think that is wise. Something feels wrong about this. He was right to be worried. The human border was protected by Captain Yujinon and her patrol ships. When council scouts tried to sneak in, she found them easily. Her ships were much better than theirs. Turn around and go home, she told them over the radio. This is your only warning. The council ships always left. They were not ready for a fight. Back on Earth, Admiral Bora Kim was working day and night. The secret fleet was almost ready. 20 years of building in hidden shipyards. 20 years of making new weapons. President Min Ho-kong visited the main shipyard. What he saw made him proud. Ships bigger than anything the council had. Ships that could disappear from their sensors. Ships with weapons that could crack planets. How many? He asked Bora. 2,000 combat ships. She said, 500 support ships, all ready for action. And they have no idea. Bora smiled. They think we have maybe 50 old ships. They are in for a surprise. The surprise was coming soon. Dr. Janae Song was studying council psychology. She used to study aliens to help make peace. Now she studied them to help win wars. They are weak, she told the military commanders. They have been on top so long, they forgot how to really fight. They think showing force is enough. What about their weapons? Asked a general. 20 years behind ours, Janae said. Maybe more. They stopped trying to get better because no one challenged them. That was about to change. Captain Dong Hyen Yoon commanded the Soul's Vengeance. It was Earth's most advanced ship. It could go anywhere without being seen. Even the Council's home system could not detect it. He had been there 3 times already, just watching, learning their defenses. The Council leaders had no idea a human ship was floating right above their heads. On the 4th week, something happened that changed everything. A small Council patrol found a human mining ship at the edge of space. The mining ship was alone and looked helpless. The Council captain thought it would be easy to capture. He was wrong. Captain Sujin Lim was the mining ship captain, but her ship was not really a mining ship. It was a trap. When the Council ship tried to board her, hidden weapons came online. In 30 seconds, the Council ship was disabled. Sujin's miners were actually soldiers. Take them prisoner, she ordered. Treat them well. We want them to remember this. The Council crew was confused. They had been beaten so fast, they did what I understand what happened. The humans gave them food and medical care. Then they sent them home with a message. Tell your leaders, this was just a mining ship. Imagine what our real warships can do. When the story reached the council, began to spread. How Velthic demanded. It was just a human mining ship. Admiral Krexanon studied the reports. His blood went cold. These readings, their weapons, are impossible. No one has technology this advanced. You are wrong, Kickstar said. Humans are primitive. Everyone knows this. Krexanon shook his head. Everyone was wrong. The council tried to keep the story secret, but word spread. Other alien races heard that humans had superweapons. Some were scared. Others were excited. Maybe the council was not as strong as they claimed. Hien Wu Li got reports from his spies. The council was falling apart. Some members wanted to apologize to humans. Others wanted to attack before it was too late. Let them fight among themselves, he told his agents. Scared enemies make more mistakes. The aliens were about to make their biggest mistake yet. Admiral Biora Kim stood on the bridge of her flagship. Around her, 2,000 human ships waited in dark space. They had been invisible for months. Now, it was time to show themselves. All ships report ready, said her communications officer, BOR. Nodded. Begin Operation Thunder. All units to their targets. Across the galaxy, human fleets appeared at the same time. 12 different council military bases suddenly found human ships on their doorstep. The aliens had no warning. Captain Dong Han Yun brought his ship Soul's Vengeance into the council's home system. Their best sensors could not see him coming. He appeared right next to their biggest space station. The council guards almost crashed their ships in panic. Unknown vessel, they radioed. Identify yourself. This is Captain Yun of the Earth Fleet, he said calmly. I have a message for your leaders. General Korvthek was in the main command center. Alarms were ringing everywhere. Reports came in from all over council space. Human fleets at Base 7, human ships at the Centauri station. They are everywhere, sir. Korvthek felt sick. How had humans gotten so many ships? Where had they been hiding? The humans were not attacking. They just sat there waiting. That made it worse. At each base, the human commander gave the same message. Human space is now closed to council ships. Cross our borders and face the consequences. President Minho Kang watched from Earth. Everything was going as planned. The aliens were learning that humans were not children anymore. Phase 2, he ordered. Bora smiled. You heard the president. Show them what our weapons can do. An old space station floated near one of the council bases. It had been empty for years. Bior ships pointed their new gravitic cannons at it. The council watched as the space station just ... came apart, not exploded, not burned. The gravity weapons pulled it into tiny pieces. In seconds, a huge metal structure became space dust. By the void, whispered a council officer. What kind of weapon was that? The human commander answered over the radio. That was low power. Do not make us show you high power. At the councils, Home System Dong Hien did something even more scary. His ship appeared inside their defense grid. Their unbreakable shields meant nothing to him. How did you get past our defenses? Demanded a council admiral. We did not go past them, Dong Hien said. We went through them. Your shields cannot stop what they cannot detect. High Chancellor Kickstar was in an emergency meeting. All the top council leaders were there. They looked scared. Report, Kickstar ordered. Admiral Krexanon's hands shook as he read. Human fleets have appeared at every major base. Their technology is, we have never seen anything like it. Numbers, asked. Velthok, his blue skin was pale, at least 2,000 ships, maybe more. All of them more advanced than our best vessels. The room went quiet. The council had maybe 800 ships total, and they were all worse than the human ones. Where did they get so many ships? Someone asked. They have been building in secret for 20 years, Krexanon said. While we laughed at them, they were preparing for war. This is impossible, Velthic said. Humans are primitive. Violent, yes, but primitive. Dr. Janae Song would have laughed if she heard that. Humans were violent when they needed to be, but they were also smart, very smart. Captain Wu Jin Han commanded one of the human fleets. He was at a council base near the edge of space. The alien commanders there were trying to act tough. Leave our space immediately, they radioed, or we will open fire. Wu Jin looked at his weapons officer. Show them our point defense system. Council base launched a missile at the human fleet. just one, as a warning shot. The missile never made it halfway. Human laser systems cut it apart instantly. Then they did something that made the aliens freeze in terror. They cut apart the next 10 missiles that were still in the base's launch tubes from 50 kilometers away. Through the base's armor, "Your move," Ujin said calmly. The council base surrendered. This scene played out at every location. The aliens tried to act strong. The humans showed them how outmatched they were. No one died, but the message was clear. Earth was not asking for permission anymore. Back at the council meeting, panic was growing. "We have to negotiate," said one member. "Never," Velthic shouted. "The council does not bow to primitive species." Primitive, Krexanon laughed, but it was not a happy sound. "They have technology we can only dream of. They have more ships than us. They have been planning this for decades, while we did nothing." "What do you suggest?" Kickstar asked. Krexanon looked around the room. "I suggest we admit we made a mistake. A very big mistake." But Velthok was not ready to give up. "Gather our fleets," he ordered. "We will show these humans the power of the council." Admiral Krexanon shook his head. He knew this would end badly, but he was a soldier. He would follow orders. The council was about to learn why you should never corner a human. Fleet Admiral Korfthek led the council's biggest fleet toward human space. 300 ships followed him. It was the largest attack force the council had ever gathered. "Target the mining station at Kepler 442, Velthak had ordered. "Show them we are not afraid. Destroy it completely." Korfthek did not like this plan. The humans had shown they were much stronger than anyone thought. But the council demanded action. Captain Sujin Lim was waiting for them. Her mining station looked small and helpless. The council fleet thought it would be an easy target. They were wrong. Very wrong. Sujin had spent months preparing. Her mining station was really a military base. Hidden weapons were built into every wall. AI computers controlled defense systems that could think faster than any living being. "Council fleet approaching," her sensor officer reported. "Let them come," Sujin said. "Are all the miners safe?" "Yes, Captain. All civilians evacuated to the hidden bunkers." Sujin nodded. The bunkers were built deep inside an asteroid. Even if the station was destroyed, no one would die. The council fleet came. Out of hyperspace, in attack formation. Korfthek opened communications. "Human station, you will surrender immediately. Any resistance will be met with overwhelming force." Sujin responded calmly. "Council fleet, you are in human space without permission. Leave now or face the consequences." Korfthek almost felt sorry for them. 300 warships against one mining station. It seemed unfair. "Fire warning shots," he ordered. The council ships fired their energy cannons. Bright beams of light shot toward the station. The humans should have been terrified. Instead, something impossible happened. The station's shields did not just stop the energy beams, they absorbed them. The station actually got stronger from the attack. "What? How?" Korfthek whispered. The voice came over the radio. She sounded bored. "Is that your best shot? Our children's toys hit harder than that. All ships, full attack." Korfthek shouted. 300 ships opened fire at once. Enough firepower to destroy. A small moon hit the human station. The station did not even shake. Then it fired back. Hidden weapons came online all around the mining station. But these were not normal weapons. They were controlled by AI computers that could think 1,000 times faster than any alien brain. Each weapon picked a different target. Each shot was perfectly aimed. In 10 seconds, 50 council ships were disabled. Not destroyed, disabled. Their engines were cut off. Their weapons were broken. But the crews were safe. "Impossible," Korfthek breathed. Sujin's station was not. Finished, defense drones poured out of hidden bays. Thousands of them. Each one was as smart as the station's computers. The drones swarmed through the council fleet like angry insects. They cut through shields and armor like paper. But they did not kill. They just made sure the council ships could not fight. In 30 minutes, the entire council fleet was helpless. "This is Captain Sujin Lim," came the voice from the station. "Council fleet, you are defeated. Prepare to be boarded." Human ships appeared from nowhere. They had been watching the whole battle, invisible to council sensors. Captain Wu Jinhan led the boarding teams. His soldiers were polite but firm. They took the council crews prisoner, but they also gave them medical care and food. "Why are you helping us?" asked a wounded council officer. "Because we are not monsters," Wu Jin replied. "We fight when we have to. We do not hurt people when we do not have to." The council crews were confused. They had been taught that humans were savage, killers. But these humans were treating them better than their own officers usually did. Dr. Janae Song arrived to study the prisoners. She wanted to understand how the council thought. "You expected us to kill you all," she said to Korthek, the fleet. Admiral nodded. "That is what we would have done." "That is why you lost," Janae said simply. "You fight to destroy, we fight to win. There is a big difference." The news of the defeat spread across the galaxy. 300 council ships beaten. By one human mining station, it seemed impossible, but it was true. High Chancellor Kickstar called another emergency meeting. This time, even more council members were scared. "How?" was all he could say. "Their technology is 50 years ahead of ours," Admiral Krexanon reported. "Maybe more. We are fighting with swords against people who have laser cannons." Velthik was furious. "This is not over. We still have more ships." "Do we?" asked another council member. "How many more fleets will we lose? How many more crews?" The question hung in the air. Everyone knew the answer. If they kept fighting, the council would lose everything. But there was worse news coming. Sujin's station had recorded everything during the battle. Videos of council ships attacking a mining station. Videos of humans defending themselves. Videos of humans showing mercy to defeated enemies. Haiyan Wu Li made sure these videos reached every planet in the galaxy. "Look," the video seemed to say. "Look who the real aggressors are. Look who shows mercy and who does not." Many alien races started asking questions. If the council would attack a mining station, what else would they do? If humans were so peaceful in victory, maybe they were not the monsters the council claimed. Some planets began to think about leaving the council. President Min Ho Kung watched the reports from Earth. Everything was going as planned. Phase 3. He ordered. Admiral Bora Kim got the signal. It was time to show the galaxy what humans could really do. "All fleets," she broadcast. "Operation Hammer Falls. Show them the power of Earth." The real attack was about to begin. Admiral Bora Kim stood before the largest fleet in human history. 5,000 ships waited in the dark between stars. They had been built in secret shipyards that no alien knew about. "Today, we end this," she told her captains. "Operation Clean Slate begins now." Across the galaxy, human fleets moved toward every major council system. Not to conquer, not to destroy. To show the aliens what power really looked like. Captain Wu Jin Han led the elite Peacekeeper Corps. His job was different from the others. While the fleets showed their strength, his teams would disable council military bases without killing anyone. "Remember," he told his soldiers, "we are not here to hurt people. We are here to prove a point." The point was simple. Humans could have conquered the galaxy any time they wanted. They chose not to. High Chancellor Kickstar was in his office when the alarms started. Red lights flashed everywhere. His communication system came alive with panicked voices. Human fleets in the Sol Majoris system. Human ships at the Vega station. They are in our home system. How did they get past our defenses? Kickstar ran to the command center. What he saw on the screens made his blood freeze. Human ships surrounded every council world, thousands of them. They had appeared everywhere at the same time, as if by magic. "How many?" he whispered. "We count over 5,000 combat vessels," Admiral Krexanon reported. His voice shook. "Plus support ships, sir. They outnumber us 10 to 1. But the scary part was not the numbers. It was how easily the humans had gotten through council defenses, their best shields, their strongest fortresses, their most secret bases. The humans were inside all of them. Captain Yu Jin commanded the fleet at the council's capital world. Her ships floated calmly above the planet where billions of aliens lived. "This is Captain Yu Jin of Earth Fleet," she broadcast. "We have a message for the Galactic Council." Every screen on every council world showed the same thing. Ambassador Taemin Park, standing on the bridge of a massive human warship. "People of the galaxy," Taemin began. His voice was calm but hard. For 50 years, humans tried to live in peace with the Galactic Council. We followed their rules, we paid their taxes, we asked nicely for fair treatment. The broadcast reached every planet, every space station, every ship. Everyone was watching. The council responded by stealing our land. They took our mining rights. They called us primitive. They laughed at us. Images appeared on the screen. Videos of council members insulting humans. Records of laws made just to hurt Earth. Evidence of the council's plan to take over human colonies. Today, that ends. Taman said, around the galaxy, Wujine's peacekeepers went to work. They moved through council military bases like ghosts. Alien soldiers found their weapons did not work. Their communication systems went dark. Their defense systems shut down. But nobody got hurt. What is happening? A council general demanded. Your equipment has been disabled, a peacekeeper explained. Politely, please remain calm. You will not be harmed. The general stared. Human soldiers were inside his most secure base. They had gotten past every defense, and they were being nice about it. At the same time, human fleets demonstrated their weapons, not on people or planets, but on empty asteroids and old space debris. Council. Leaders watched in horror as human ships turned huge rocks into dust with weapons they had never seen before. Energy beams that could slice through anything. Gravity weapons that could crush metal like paper. We could have done this any time in the last 20 years, Taman's voice continued. We chose not to. We hoped you would learn to treat us fairly. The council capital world Velthok was running through the halls. His blue skin was pale with fear. We have to surrender, he screamed. They will kill us all. But that was not what happened. The Galactic Council will dissolve itself, Taman announced. Your corrupt system of rule is over. But we do not want to rule you. We want something better. A new confederation of equal species. No more superior races, no more slaves. More stealing from the weak. Dr. Janae's song had helped write this speech. She knew exactly what to say to reach different alien minds. Those who want peace can have it. Taman continued. Those who want to keep the old ways can try, but know this. Humanity is done being patient. The broadcast ended. Across the galaxy, alien leaders had to make a choice. President Minho Kong spoke to his own people that night. We did not want this war, he said, but sometimes peace must be won through strength. Today, humanity showed the galaxy what we are capable of. Tomorrow, we will show them what we want to build. The old Galactic Council met for the last time that week. Only half the members came. The others had already decided to join the new Human Confederation. What do we do? Asked a frightened counselor. We accept their terms, he said quietly. We have no choice. Velthek stood up. Never. I will never bow to humans. Then you will stand alone, Kickstar replied. Look around. This is what your hatred has brought us. The proud Galactic Council, rulers of the galaxy for 1,000 years, voted to dissolve itself. The vote was not even close. Humanity had won without firing a single shot at a living being. But the real work was just beginning. 1 year later, President Minho Kong stood before the first Galactic Confederation Assembly. Representatives from over 300 species filled the Great Hall. It was bigger than the old council chamber, because everyone had an equal voice. Now, my fellow beings, Minho began, we gather not as rulers and subjects, but as partners in building a better galaxy. Former High Chancellor Kickstor sat in the audience. He was not a leader anymore, but he had asked to speak. Many aliens were surprised when humans said yes. I was wrong, Kickstar told the assembly. We all were wrong about humanity. We thought their kindness was weakness. We thought their patience meant they would never fight back. He paused, looking around the room. Humans taught us that true strength is knowing when not to use your power. They could have destroyed us. Instead, they freed us. Admiral Boar Akim now led the Confederation Defense Force. Ships from dozens of species served under her command. The galaxy was more peaceful than it had been in centuries. No more wars between member species, she reported. Trade conflicts down by 90%, pirate attacks almost eliminated. Captain Eugen commanded joint peacekeeping forces. Aliens and humans worked together to keep order. The old council had used fear to control people. The new confederation used cooperation. People follow the law because they helped make it, Eugen explained to new peacekeepers. That works better than fear. Dr. Jin Song had become the Confederation's chief psychologist. She helped new species understand how to work together. Every species thinks differently, she taught. That is not a problem to solve. It is a strength to use. Captain Wu Jinhan ran the Peacekeeper Academy. Young beings from across the galaxy came to learn how to protect others without becoming bullies themselves. Power without mercy is tyranny, he told his students. Mercy without power is weakness. You need both. Not everyone joined the new system right away. Some species tried to restart the old council. Others attempted to build their own empires. They learned quickly that the Confederation was serious about peace. When the Rigel Empire tried to conquer their neighbors, human ships appeared within hours. Not to destroy the Rigel fleet, but to disable it and send the crews home with a message. The age of conquest is over, Captain So Young Choi told the Rigel commanders. Find a new way to be important. Some did. The Rigel Empire became the Rigel Republic and joined the Confederation 2 months later. Director Hyan Wu Li now ran the Confederation Intelligence Service. His job was to prevent wars before they started. Information shared freely prevents misunderstandings, he said. Secret plots and darkness create them. The old council had loved secrets and hidden agendas. The new Confederation published almost everything. When people knew what their leaders were doing, they trusted them more. Ambassador Taemin Park had a new job too. He traveled the galaxy, helping species join the Confederation. His message was always the same. We are not here to rule you, he would say. We are here to help you rule yourselves. 5 years after the end of the council, the galaxy was completely different. Trade flowed freely between worlds. New technologies were shared openly. Species that had been enemies for centuries became friends. Captain Sujin Lim, the mining station commander who had defeated the council fleet, now taught defensive tactics at the military academy. The best way to win a fight, she told her students, is to make your enemy realize they do not want to fight you. Some aliens asked why humans did not just take over completely. They were the strongest. They had the best technology. They could rule everything if they wanted. President Min Ho Kang answered that question at the 5th anniversary celebration. We tried being ruled by others, he said. We did not like it. Why would we do that to you? He gestured to the mixed crowd of humans and aliens working together. This is better than rule. This is partnership. This is what we always wanted. Former Councillor Velthik had spent 5 years in prison for war crimes. When he was released, he expected humans to exile him or execute him. Instead, they offered him a job. Why? He asked Taemin. Because you learned, Taemin replied, and because everyone deserves a second chance. Velthik became one of the Confederation's best ambassadors. He knew what it was like to hate and what it cost. That made him good at preventing others from making his mistakes. The galaxy still had problems. There were still disagreements, still conflicts, but now there was also hope. Captain Dong Hyun, commander of the Soul's Vengeance, summed it up best when a young alien asked him about the old days. The council ruled by making people afraid, he said. We lead by making people hopeful. Fear makes enemies, hope makes friends. As the celebration continued, representatives from newly discovered species were welcomed into the Confederation. The galaxy was still growing, still changing, but the lesson was learned. The age of bullies and tyrants was over. Humanity had ended diplomacy not to start a war, but to create real peace. And in doing so, they had saved not just themselves, but everyone. The stars themselves seemed brighter now. End total word count, approximately 6,900 words across all 6 parts.